Dana White's Contender Series 2022 Week 5 full card results. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this was dog city right here. My two least confident picks of the night did lose their fights because they gassed out. They both went out there, looked very solid in round number 1 in Josh Wayne Kim and Edison Ferreira. Edison Ferreira going out there looking good in the striking. Actually, doing some trips. Jesus Santos Aguilar was going for the trips, but Edison was able to reverse them and end up on top and win round 1. Joshua and Kim was able to outstrike Cameron Simon in round 1 as well. So they were doing very good at the start of the fight. And then they just started to slow down. This is the reason I didn't have them as super confident picks or anything like that in Joshua and Kim and Edison Ferreira. Because after round 1, where Josh was landing some really good body shots, some good combinations and things like that, Cameron landing a lot of leg kicks, Joshua and Kim just started to slow down a lot after that, and eventually got his back to the cage. Cameron realized that Joshua and Kim got a little bit tired and just started throwing big shots. Caught him with a left hook, face plants right into the mat, and I think he's a 21-year-old fighter right here, born in the year 2000, is now the youngest fighter inside of the UFC as a male. Absolutely insane. Edison got taken down in the second round as well. Got his back taken, got controls, ground and pounded a little bit. Jesus went for some rear nakeds and things like that. Round 1, Edison went for some guillotines. It was a competitive fight going into the third and final round. But again, just like Joshua and Kim, the weight cut wasn't there for him. His gas tank was horrible. Watching film, I haven't seen him gas out this bad in any of his other fights. I think it might have had to do with the weight cut, something like that. So Edison gasses out. Jesus lands a double leg takedown in round number 3. Lands some big shots before then. Gets the back a little bit there, and then boom, hops onto a guillotine. Edison tries to struggle, and boom, he taps out. So those are two underdogs, as my least confident picks lost those fights for the same reason in round number 3 due to their cardio. Their cardio was not doing too good on them. Then Denise Gomez, Ryan Amanda. A lot of y'all in the comments, and even myself, I was like, dude, I don't want to put Denise Gomez as my most confident pick of the fight. It's women's MMA, anything can happen, but I did it anyway. I put Denise Gomez as my most confident pick of the night, and she won every single round on the judges' scorecards. Rocking Ryan Amanda in round 2 and round 3, putting on pressure, landing crazy knees. If you haven't watched that fight with Denise Gomez, Ryan Amanda, it was an amazing fight. It was an absolutely amazing fight. That one, Ryan Amanda was putting on a good fight in round number 1. That made it very, very close, laying in some good combinations that kind of hurt Denise Gomez in that fight, in that round number 1. But round number 2 comes around, Denise Gomez goes out there, and she's like, all right, just pressures, coming forward, getting Ronnie's back to the cage, throwing spinning back fists, spinning back kicks, throwing overhand rights, left hooks, trying to get that uppercut to get in. Everything she could throw, she was throwing in round number 2. I think she did. I'm not too sure if that was the round. It might have been round number 3. I'm not 100% too sure. But she caught her with a really, really good knee in either round 2 or round 3. Then landed right on the nose, busted it up, started bleeding, and it was bleeding for the rest of the fight. Denise Gomez kind of looked like she was bleeding herself because she had a lot of blood on the top right here of her eyes and stuff like that. But it wasn't Denise, however you say it, Gomez's blood. It was Ryan Amanda's nose blood getting onto her from their clinch situations and things like that. So Denise Gomez did amazing. It was probably, I would say, fight of the night. Cameron Simon was a pretty good fight as well, but Denise and Ryan Amanda put on a banger of a fight. This one was just more grappling heavy, if you like that type of stuff. That could have been fight of the night, and these ones were like 2 minutes long. So I honestly think Denise Gomez put on the fight of the night, went out there, made it a show. Pressure forward, looking for that finish, landing some huge shots that almost knocked out Ryan Amanda plenty of times in that fight. It was a good one, and Denise Gomez earns the UFC contract in the UFC. I don't know why I'm saying UFC twice. Also Cameron Simon also earned his UFC contract after beating very experienced amateur Josh Wayne Kim with that third round left hook knock. And I'm gonna say it right now, the striking here and the grappling, the technique, the speed, the power, and all that type of stuff, super, super even. I mean, it literally, if they both had amazing, amazing cardio, this fight could have gone either way. But it was literally that one factor that Joshua Wayne Kim just started slowing down, not throwing with as much power, as much speed as he was in round number one, gassed out. And Cameron Simon took advantage, got the knockout, and did also get the UFC contract. Jesus Santos Aguilar, I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, did get the contract as well. I think it was one of Dana's lower level contracts right here, because I mean it wasn't really like a dominant performance or anything like that. He made a lot of mistakes in the fight, including going for the trip and then ending up on his back and things like that. Jesus, he'll do okay in the UFC. It's just he made a lot of mistakes in the fight, but he still gets the contract for the UFC. This one, I'm a little bit mad about. I'm gonna say that right now. This Amaran Gogaledze Darius Flowers fight, I'm not really too mad about it, as I am just kind of laughing about the whole situation, because Amaran Gogaledze was one of those guys. I bet he was in most people's parlays. He's a Georgian fighter, really good striker. I mean, he went out there from the start, landing some big shots on Darius Flowers, looking good, landing some shots that could knock out Darius Flowers. And then they had that whole little grappling situation where Amaran's going for the inverted triangle, Darius is slamming him, and then boom, shoulder injury on Amaran Gogaledze. So it was a weird situation where, most likely, 100 times this fight happens, 99 out of 100 of those, this shoulder injury is not going to happen. We're probably going to see Amaran Gogaledze get back up and outstrike him, get the knockout, but it was one of those weird fluke scenarios. But I'm not saying it's not a legitimate win. It still is for Darius Flowers, because he did slam him, which did cause the injury, which is, we got to give him credit for that. That was still a good move by him, slamming him to get the finish. But it was just a weird fight. Very weird fight right there. He was like a 3-1 underdog at most. I think at one point he was like a 4-1 underdog. No, he was 3-1, but the odds for Amaran were like 4-1. Yeah, he was at minus 415. Jesus Santos is at plus 135. The line's end started at plus 223, went all the way down. Cameron started as a minus 300 favorite, went up to plus 240 and ended at plus 195. Denise Gomez started minus 220, ended pretty much the same right there. And then the last fight of the night, Eduardo Neves going out there, starting minus 150, going all the way down to almost minus 300. I mean, actually minus 300 right there. And then boom, he goes out there, looks good. I mean, Eduardo Neves in this fight, the main event of the Contender Series, we already know 100% this is going to be a finish no matter what. Eduardo Neves just has horrible fight IQ. Absolutely horrible fight IQ. I thought he'd be smarter with his game plan to not be going for stupid spinning stuff on Michael Parkin right here, but he does. I mean, he goes out there in the first 30, 45 to a minute of this fight right here, laying some big hooks on Michael Parkin. He's rocking him a little bit. He's hurting Michael Parkin, looking for the finish, and then he's like, I got his back to the cage right now. He's right in front of me. I could throw overhand right. Or I can skip past that overhand right and throw a spinning back elbow that'll land, but I'll give my back to a guy that's a better wrestler. What is the fight IQ here from Eduardo Neves? I mean, I don't know what he's doing there. The fight IQ that I saw from Eduardo, it was not good. He gave his back to Michael Parkin. That's first off. Then he gets to the cage, he falls over. I mean, Michael Parkin trips him down and stuff, tries to get his back. Eduardo gets to the cage and actually faces Michael Parkin. So now he's not in danger of getting submitted, and he gets dropped again. He gets, boom, double leg, dropped right onto his, his butt cheeks, I guess you can say. And then he gives his back up, and he does not defend it. He does not do anything about it. He literally gets onto a knee and stays there. Like, goes to the clinch, gets right up on the clinch, gets up on a one knee, looks like he's about to try to stand up, but he's like, nah, I'm going to stay here for 15 seconds. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. He does nothing. What is he doing? That is a horrible way to get up from a takedown. You're just standing there. And then, of course, Michael Parkin's like, what are you doing, man? Your chin's all the way up here. You just have a knee down right here. This is the heavyweight division. It doesn't take long for me to get a rear naked choke. Michael gets the rear naked choke in, and Eduardo Neves is just like, all right, okay, tap. You see where my hands are? You cannot see my hands because Eduardo Neves is not going for the hands. He's not even trying to peel the hands down. He wasn't trying to get it above his chin. If it's locked right here, the best you can do is pull this hand right here and try to push your hand to the side. That'll make the relieve the pressure from the choke. You can do that, or you can find a way to get the arm that's trapped right here over the chin, so it's more like a neck crank, not actually a rear naked choke submission. But Eduardo Neves just goes out there and just, all right. So how much longer is this fight? He just sits there and lets it happen to him. I mean, horrible fight IQ from Eduardo Neves. That's first off. Very crazy finish in the co-main. Amaran Gogoladze, Darius Flowers. Just a crazy fight. So again, we got bad fight IQ in the main event. We got just crazy coincidental fluke scenario shoulder injury from a slam right there. We got Edison Ferreira just showing no form of cardio in this fight. Josh Wayne Kim looking very good in one round, and then his cardio goes out. And then, yeah, we had Denise Gomez do good. So we had bad fight IQ, very fluke finish right there. 2 instances of bad cardio, and then a very good fight. Denise Gomez, Rayani Amanda. It was a very weird card. A lot of underdogs won because of a lot of interesting things. It wasn't like Cameron, Simon, Jesus, Darius Flowers, Michael Parkin. It wasn't like they were absolutely going out there and doing amazing in the fight. It was more like Joshua and Kim, Edison Ferreira, Amiran Gogoladze, Eduardo Neves, literally just made mistakes. Just made really bad mistakes. Whether it's they put too much out there, they're going for really big shots early on in the fight, looking for the finish too much early on in the fight, like Joshua and Kim, Edison Ferreira. They got slams like Amaran Gogoladze, or they have horrible fight IQ like Eduardo Neves. So, I mean, the mistakes that all of the losers made in these 4 fights just were horrible. They should learn from them, rewatch the fight, and just be like, dude, these two, I got to work on my damn cardio. I got to work on making weight a little bit better, Edison Ferreira. Amaran, you got to work on freaking not getting slammed. Just let go of the inverted triangle. Let go of the inverted triangle. Darius was out. I'm gonna say that right now. Darius was out of that inverted triangle. You had the inverted, and then Darius pops his head out. It's more like an armbar situation that you have now. You're not gonna get an armbar from that far away. You can easily pull it out. So at that point, once your inverted triangle is out, once you can't really get an armbar, let go, work back up on the feet, and boom, we're back up on the feet. Everyone made a mistake here. Amaran's mistake was continuing to try going for the inverted, even after he failed. He went for it, it was in for a little bit, and Darius got out of it. At that point, stop it. Get some help. Michael Jordan. That was the card. Dana White's Contender Series 2022 Week 5. 4 underdogs winning. I'm not trying to be salty or anything, but those underdogs won mainly because of things that the person that lost did to cause them to win the fight. Amaran just not letting go of the submission. Eduardo giving his back. Going for a spinning elbow, a spinning whatever he was trying to go for in the fight. Josh Wayne Kim just trying to land as many kicks as possible. Kicks gas you out very badly. And then Edison Ferreira not having a good weight cut. That's just not a good recipe right there for all of these guys right here. But Denise Gomez did good. So, good card, a lot of finishes, and the one that wasn't a finish was a good fight. Thank you guys for watching. Those are the results. Like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.